Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
And I thought there was a video on it, but I don't find it anymore, whereby you have to, I think, take off, say, the bottom. In other words, you get the top all installed, and you take the bottom pivot, which is facing up on the bottom carcass, and unscrew it, and then slip it up into the door and rotate it over and screw it back down in. Is that how you do it?
Well, what pivot do you have? The Deltona PH35 or something like that?
PH35 U15.
Yeah, so you're going to have to you're going to get that installed to your jam, both parts. You're going to mortise the header and the sill of your.
I know
structure.
that's all done. That's
okay.
all done.
Hold on. So I'm going through the steps. You're going to get that mortise.
I've sent you pictures of this. Well, whatever. You don't have them now probably, but a while back I sent you pictures that you could even use for publication of a project with these, because it's, in all due respects, it's perfect. It's, with beveled glass doors and everything. It's beautiful. I just remember, I think Richard confirming with me that the only way you're going to get these in, because the tolerances are so close, that you're going to have to actually remove the bottom pivot or the bottom of the door that goes the receiving half of the hinge, so that you can slide it in there. Otherwise, you just can't put them both on and take the door and tip it in there and have it slide over those pivots in your home, can you? I don't think so.
No, you can't. And this is Richard. You're a dentist, if I recall, and I remember the photos you've sent of the beautiful furniture that you sent. Okay, so may I start to answer your question?
I'll shut my mouth. Thank you.
Okay, so mortise the furniture completely, top and bottom. Then get that all installed, attached. You're going to mortise the top and bottom of the door such that when you swing the pivots out to 90 degrees, the door is completely mortised on those inside corners, and you're going to fit the door right onto the hardware. You're going to notch the door top and bottom, so all you do is slide it inside of the space between the pivots, top and bottom, when they're out at 90 degrees.
So the mortise is all done, and it's already installed on the door. I unscrew that. I put the door in. Pivot, bring it out to 90 degrees, slide the hinge back up in there, and then get underneath and re-screw in the hinge to the bottom of the door, right?
Yes, but the door has to be mortised completely.
It is mortised.
Okay, so if you've got it completely notched out and mortised,
I mean, I've already mortised the spot. It's already installed. On the door, and the upper and lower piece, what I had to do, because I thought it would make it easier, because I had my measurements, I took that into account, and I have an 1.1 inch, like a header and a footer, and they're mortised into that. So when I put this on my bench and clamp all that, I can simulate opening and closing perfectly. Couldn't be any better. So I'm assuming, as long as my measurements are right, that I put in the upper header that already has the mortise in it. I put in the lower one. I take the knife edge of the hinge of the lower part of the door, which is already mortised in. I unscrew that. I open the door to 90 after inserting the top, and slide that into the mortise that's already prepared on the door, and then from underneath, screw it back up into the door, and everything should fall right into place.
those are the precise steps to go about installing that.
Okay. So, but I did have to know, and none of your suppliers, I mean, inadvertently, they don't know what to do with these things. They just say, yeah, whatever, but I appreciate your expertise. So I think it'll work out fine, because it works here when I do it. I mean, but here I can simply slip it in and then clamp it, and I don't have to be taking the thing in and out to get it in because I have the leeway because the header and the footer are not already installed. I have it pre-drilled, ready to go. All I need is a level and and make sure that everything is plumb and square, and it should be perfect.
I agree. As far as not understanding how the hardware goes, other people, this is not 101 level hardware. If you're not either making a commitment to learn about the hardware such as you clearly are, or spending decades selling it and supporting it and mortising for it like I have, you're not going to get it. So it's not
right.
just
not going to work.
It's not
You're
just
right.
changing a tire on a car. It's not just bolts and put a new tire on. You got to think it through.
Deltana ought to make one. I think they might, but that is a little bit smaller than this. This is a little beefy for the size I've used, but I don't care. I mean, it's gonna. I mean, they are fairly heavy glass doors, so I'm feeling very comfortable having one that is probably rated for a lot more weight, but nevertheless, it's going to work fine.
Well, agreed.
I also found that if you want to run a little stain over it, you can kind of almost pick your own blend in this. The stain seems to go right. I mean, I washed it off or cleaned it off with acetone, but if you want to take away either the nickel, I got nickel, I think. It just the stain goes right over it and it camouflages that.
Yeah, to an extent. Now, addressing what you said about the Deltana being overkill, it would be nice if they made a smaller one, number one. Number two, it would be nice that on the 35 and the 40 and the 60, you could unthread the spindle because it would make life a lot easier for everybody. Number three, there are companies that make smaller versions of those same knife or scissors pivots, but they're substantially more expensive.
Uh-huh. Brasso, I think, did I see one from Brasso or something?
I'm not familiar with them, but the company
I don't know. Somebody.
The company I'm familiar with, and others make them as well, is Rajack, Rajack. But ABH makes the same series of smaller pivots, and other people do as well. It's just variations on a theme at that point. So, but I wish you success. If you would suffer the request, I would ask that you send me a photo when you get it done. I love seeing it. I recall your furniture is beautiful.
Yeah, I will.
I take it you
the curio cabinet, yeah.
Yeah, I take it you were
a
or
dentist,
you are.
Yeah, for 50 years, yeah.
Okay, so were you just a general dentist, or did you focus in implants or root canals?
I did a lot of what we call periodontal prosthesis, which is the rehabilitation of people who have had advanced periodontal surgery and implants. So I did a lot of reconstructive dentistry and cosmetic work. Yes.
My point is, you weren't filling
for 50 years, and now.
Yeah.
Well, I did very little pediatric, right. There were others in the office who did that, with me and for me, but right now I've been working for 25 years. I have patents on some technology that we're trying to get to the market, but COVID has really slowed things down.
Yeah, definitely pulled the
But
handbrake on
I have 3 patents. Yeah, it sure has. On another note, with hinges, are you familiar with wood mode kitchen cabinetry?
I am not.
wood mode.
Although I know who
Well,
the
in any
company
event,
is.
well, in any event, in my kitchen I have wood mode cabinets, and they're a little dated, but they look like the day we put them in. I mean, they're very good quality, and some of the hinges break down. They have those kind of European, I don't know, Blum or whatever, like a circular cup that goes in and recesses in, then a pivot, and they're fine. But if there's some stress on it and it's not just right, one of the little ears on the casting breaks off, and the hinge is no longer good. They don't make the hinge anymore. So I was able to find a replacement. I just had to remortise it because the cup was in a different, it's an 1 3/8 hole, and I'm just able to put it on my drill press, which I have running like a mill, and I can guide it right in there and recreate the hole. But to put those things on, to get the other half screwed in, so what I thought of in the middle of the night, I took two-sided tape. I put the tape on the one half, and I made little holes where the screw holes would go to hold it, and pushed it up against, we got it right into position, and the tape stuck to the stile, and I was able to, take the door back and drilled two little holes, and it walked right in there like perfect.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's,
Yeah. So two-sided tape can be very handy.
It can be. Lots of tricks that I've used in the past in the shop that just, are counterproductive, but wax paper. Wax paper is amazing because when you're gluing things together, put some wax paper between it because wood is a sponge, and glue will definitely travel through that sponge. And wax paper, if you're clamping up many pieces at one time, put wax paper between everything. It's just I would never have wax paper in my life. My wife may have some in the kitchen, but it belongs in the wood shop. So weird stuff.
I have a roll. You're right. I have used wax paper when I don't want glue sticking on it. It's great. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as always, you're very helpful, and I appreciate your help. And I definitely will take some pictures of this, and I'll pass them along.
In all sincerity, I do enjoy seeing them. So thank you for taking the time.
Okay, Richard. Take care. Bye-bye.
And to you, sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.